Howdy folks, welcome back to Out of Ore. We're going to continue on with our saved game. If you guys remember on the last episode, we got our kind of plant set up. We did have to take out like a $50,000 loan to purchase some of the stuff that we have here. So basically we have the hopper vertical 4 up, which is like one block, I believe, to a trommel, and then to the trommel into a storage unit. Now, I do believe the trommel, we were going to take a look at this last episode because I want to make sure that we have the correct stuff in place. So if we look at the trommel, pay dirt and dirt go out the bottom, and coal and everything else is going to get stored into this section here. But I would really like to possibly try to, because I think, yeah, we're just getting coal to pass through this here. And I'm really not sure what's happening with our dirt here, if it's starting to kind of just mound up underneath. But this is our bottom, so we're going to have to kind of revamp some of this. And I think what we're going to need to do is probably set this back, or we could probably set this up in this general direction so we can come and dump there. So we might need to do some removing of things, resetting things. So I think we're going to move this into this general area, give ourselves a 2 up, which would be a 4x4 up, bring that up, and then bring that to the trommel, and then drop that back down. And then that way we could possibly do either another silo for storage, because I wouldn't mind trying to process the pay dirt down and wash that out even into some gold type stuff. So there could be a possibility we're either going to do that, or we're going to do it through the sluice box or the wash plant. We'll take a look at that. But we do need to head to the store because our fuel's running a little low on our front loader. So we need to run into town, get some fuel on this thing, and then probably going to be taking out a stinking loan to get some more stuff here to be able to kind of upgrade and make this plant work a little bit better for us, and hopefully try to get ourselves, out of debt. I'm not looking at making a big, like a big loan purchase, but it's going to have to be big enough that we can get some of this stuff loaded into a truck at some point, because there's only 2 places in town that take like loaded equipment in the stores. The rest of them, from what it's looking like, we have to sell them from like our menu, right? From our pockets, we can drop them down in there. So we're going to go run to the gas station, fill up with some fuel, and then I will meet you over at the bank. All right, well, I told you I was going to meet you at the bank, but I realized that there is no bank, to my knowledge. So we got to get the bank through here in our menu. And you guys can see I did take out a $50,000 loan to purchase some of that other stuff. So we are going to be needed to take out another set of loans. We only have $4,762 in our bank account. So that's going to require us to look at some things here in this store for conveyors and productions. I do know I do want another storage. So we're going to need another $26,000. We're going to need a, what is this? A 4x6. Plus the, where did the, can we even unlock the wash plant yet? We might not be able to even unlock it yet. That's going to be under productions. So the sluice box. All right, the sluice box. I think the sluice box is going to be better, but we need to make sure we have room for it. So I think we might just leave the sluice box, and then we will just store it into another storage silo. So the other thing I want to look at is power, and what level do we need to get? Level 10. We need to get to level 10 in order to get the coal plant. So we got a little ways left to go on that. All right, so it looks like we're just going to be purchasing ourselves another storage. We're going to be purchasing ourselves the probably a 8x4 and a 8x6, and probably a 4 meter. So what are we looking at here? There's just shy of 20,000, another 20. So there's 46-ish thousand. So we're gonna need. Let's go into the bank, and let's take out a loan. Can we just put our own amount in there? So if we put another 75,000, we can put our own in there. So another 75,000 borrowed. We'll confirm that. So that should be enough. We're sitting at now at just shy of $80,000. And then we want to get ourselves another storage. A 4x8 up and an 8x6 up. And another 4 there. And we are going to need a... Let's see. I believe... So that's out. Okay, I need a left. I always get these things mixed up. So we're going to need a left. So that leaves us with $23,000. We definitely don't need that up. So let's head back up to the mine site and kind of rearrange everything we got going there. And we'll catch you when we're up there. All right, first things first, we're going to leave that silo as is. Or we could just put this into our pockets. There we go. So now we should have nothing... in our way. So let's start dismantling our stuff here. So we're going to need to get rid of all of this. And we're going to get rid of that for right now. Now we got ourselves kind of a nice little spot right here that we can, let's see, let's get rid of that. We don't need any of that stuff. There we go. So I'm thinking if we go something like, I kind of want to drop this down in. And I think if we can put that right about here. We put that right about there. And then let's get our pickaxe out because I know we might as well just start making some XP here at this. So let's get this thing opened up. Rather than kind of trying to cheat a little bit with the being able to put the conveyor belt in. So I'm thinking what we'll need to put it, I think we're going to go with the shorter one for right now. There we are. We're getting promoted. Nice. All right. So now let's grab ourselves the 4x8 up. That's almost going to be perfect, I think. So then we do trommel. Like that. Oh, yeah. This is like it was already planned, guys. Okay, so then we need to move some of this stuff here. So we should be good. I don't even think we need this 4 here. We should have bought... I think we could have bought another... Yeah, we should have bought another, I think that would have been a right hand. And then we could have brought this out over to here. And then eventually we could have had our unload stuff out that way. So we could still go back and purchase another turn. But let's get this and this moved out of the way. And I will continue to kind of pick this away, get this opened up so it doesn't look, it looks halfway decent for everybody. Does anybody else have that, if it kind of clips through on the conveyor systems, does it kind of bother you guys, or is that just me? All right, that looks like that might be about what we need. Right there and right there. Okay, so that's all connected. Now we should be able to go, I think if we want to go this direction... I don't think that we're going to need to go up with it. That's the thing. I think we should be just fine. But I wouldn't mind getting ourselves out away from that trommel just a bit to be able to, if we need to, kind of maneuver some more stuff around. But I don't know. I kind of like this right where it's at in a way. So maybe what would a straight across... We'd need, so this is like a 4. No, this is a 4. So you'd need 8, right? I think you'd need an 8. Yeah, you'd need 8 across, which we could still get by. We could always just ramp this up, smack it down, tamp it down, all that kind of stuff. So we might just move that silo back just a tad and get everything squared away that way. There we go. Now we should be able to put, eventually when we get to that point, we should be able to do something like this. We might need to do an elevator. Elevator might work better there when we get to that point. But everything else is looking fairly good. Other than we're going to need to get this dug open because we're going to need to put this a right-hand turn out. And then probably a 4 straight. So we're going to need to get a 4 straight and a... we'll have to make sure that we get the correct one. I think it's a right because that one's a left. Although you probably want another left. We could test that. Let's test that theory, guys. Yeah, we're going to want another left. All right, so we're going to run to town and go grab a left and another straight. We're going to go run that. We'll go grab that back in town, and we'll be back up here, and we'll place that in. All right, we came up, and we did go back down to the store, and we bought another left. Just like that, and that looks okay to me. And then we need to do a straight. And then a storage. We will need to get some blocks for that, I think. Definitely will need to get some blocks for that, but it should be okay for right now. Hopefully, when we start everything back up, it's going to process all your ores and mineral, or all your ores in stores into there, and your dirt and pay dirt will go over to this way. So then eventually we'll be able to do what we want to do with our basically separating everything that we want. We will have to, at some point, figure out how to get in the space that we have. Oh, we need to set up our solar stuff, our power. Hopefully we got enough for our power grid. That would not be good. So looks like we might need to, yeah, looks like we might need to lower some stuff down. So let's grab ourselves the pickaxe. I kind of forgot about this. All right, so we got that. Still need, can we just stick that on there? Come on, hook up, hook up. Is that the right way we want you to go? There we go. All right, let's dig out a little bit around this. Make it look halfway decent, right? Definitely don't want this inverter to overheat. That wouldn't be good. That would be a rough start to the whole project. There we go. Just like that. Now let's throw that solar up here. I think up on the, we could probably go something like, something like that. We need the XP anyway, so let's kind of flatten and lower this area out here as well. We should have bought the fast pickaxe, but we didn't. We'll deal with it. That was kind of expensive to buy the fast pickaxe. I meant the fast axe to cut down those trees, but we'll deal with it with what we have. So the fast pickaxe and the fast sledge and the shovel all were they're like 8,500 a piece. So they were kind of spendy. It was one of those splurge deals that you want to do in this game because the regular pickaxe and shovels, they are extremely slow and agonizing. I wish they would just make it like this the whole time. Not even have to purchase anything different. That would be really a really good update, I think. Just saying, you know what, you get the fast axe and you get the fast sledge and all of the stuff. So I think that would be a very, very good update. Also, they did do an update today as the time of this recording. They did another patch update. So they're continuing to work on some bugs, things like that come out. So if we run into anything, I might not even notice it. Sometimes I don't notice those type of things, but you guys might who have been playing a little bit longer. All right, let's rotate that. And now we just need to get power hooked up. Just like that. All right, good, nice. Let's get this turned on. And 300 kilowatts. Open sesame. Oh no. Do we not have enough juice? unit load is 379 and we're only pushing out 300. Son of a stink. All right, so we're gonna have to disassemble something. 300 unit max is 300, and we're currently sitting. All right, so we're gonna have to rethink this. Oh boy. Okay, so we have a 4-up. We would just need to slide some stuff over. We could try that. Let's grab that 4-up and we'll go like that. Okay, so now we're gonna have to move this stuff over. So let's return that. Put that in our pockets and we'll have to fill I think we're gonna have to fill some of this in with some dirt, I think. Did that even hook up? That would be a good question. We better double check to make sure that that hooked up. It does. All right. So let's put this. There we go. Now I think what we're going to need to do is we'll just move everything over. We'll fill this hole back in. That was kind of a, hopefully, what is our unit load at? Let's check that real quick. Unit, so everything is the same. Son of a gun. All right, so we're kind of left as is, aren't we? So what if we went like that? We'll just leave everything as is. Hopefully we can go. We can't even go purchase. Oh man, guys, we can't even go purchase another. We're just gonna look and see if we can even purchase the next size up. We're not available at level 9. Okay, so how far are we from a level 9? Not too terribly far. So let's go pickaxing, at least for a little bit inside, maybe. And or we could pickaxe right here because we just need to get some. We just need to get some XP up to get to level 9. Then we can purchase that bigger solar panel. So let's just smack some dirt here. I don't think. Do you get a whole lot of XP by just running equipment and stuff like that? It doesn't seem like sometimes. I mean, you do, but you don't. If that made any sense to you guys, it made sense in my head. Okay, it made plenty of sense in my head. So here's our other issue that we could do. We could go like this and then just bring this over here for now, just like that. Now this unit load should be 825. All right, so we could now run, where did my cable go? There we go. Oh, come on. There we go. There we go. All right, now we should be able to run it. Okay, so we should have enough, but let's test this theory. That is already on. This needs to be turned on, and we are at grid load. So we are going to process all of this. We'll let that consume, and let's see. Hopefully some of that stuff doesn't get dropped out of here, because it is. Dang it. All right, so I still think we're going to be at that point where we want to pickaxe. Guys, let's shut this off. Let's shut this off. And we are going to pickaxe because I don't want that thing to just start piling up and then mess up my whole road. So I'm going to sit here and pickaxe for a little bit. This is going to be the boring part sometimes, so I'm just going to pickaxe and we'll meet you back. We'll meet back with you as soon as we get back to our level and be able to purchase the bigger solar panel to run our plant. All right, we just reached level 9, and I did notice that we still have like 45 points to put into our skill tree. So we're going to go down. We're going to sell this solar panel. We're going to get the 500 kilowatt one, and then we are going to basically, you know what? We're just going to run down there. So I will meet you guys when I get down there. We are eventually going to need to get a stinking truck because this is a lot of, this is actually kind of a far drive to be taking the loader all the way down this hill. It doesn't seem like it's that far, but at what, 12 to 16 miles an hour, it does take a little bit. So a truck in the future is going to be handy. I'm going to really like that, hopefully. But we're going to go sell this, grab the new, we're going to go grab the new solar panel, the 500 kilowatt one, and then we're going to put skills into our skill tree. Okay, we are at the store at Glenmore Trading Company. We're going to sell our generator for our solar panel for $17,000. So let's get that, and then we are going to purchase ourselves the power, and we're going to get ourselves. Oh yeah, I was going to say, dang it, 13, but no, we were right here. So we are short some money, but that's okay. We could probably sell back the 6x6 up since we rearranged some stuff. So there's a couple more there. We could sell ourselves the straight as well. We got a left and a 4x8. All right, so we're going to need those two for sure. All right, so it does look like we're going to be needing to borrow another set amount of money, but because unfortunately I just sold that. I'm like, we could run some more stuff, but we're just going to grab ourselves another loan. Goodness gracious. We are basically getting ourselves into debt very, very quickly. Interest payments of $145,000, max debt limit $1 million. So we're going to take out another $50,000. Not a huge deal. We're $175,000 in the grand scheme of things. We are $86,000 in our account, but we're purchasing things left and right. So let's grab ourselves the solar panel. That way we can run everything that we need. We should be good. Eventually at level 10, we'll want to upgrade to this, but we're going to be needing to make quite a bit of stuff. So we're going to jump into the skill tree as well. We should have maybe done this prior to that. We could have got ourselves better credit, but we're going to sink 1 point into there. Let's see. So better credit score, since we have been taking out, can now get 25% more loan from the bank. This one doesn't seem like it does anything with like interest payments at this point. So it's just basically saying that you can get more money at the bank. So let's go increase speed. Okay. And then we're going to go more rewards for quests there. And then we're going to jump down and get ourselves a vendor negotiation, better store prices. So I think this is going to be our better option at this point. So let's do this. Drop ourselves down into here, which gives us another extra 1%. Deals with supplies and buys, reducing prices cost by 1%. Ore sorting technology. Let's throw one into there, and we got 14 points left. I don't know that we need to increase the speed that we run or the jumping height that we need. So more rewards for quest. We'll make sure that we do some rewards as well, or some quests as well. All right, so we got 12 points there. We need 6 points here. Ooh, vendor negotiations, or do we do ore sorting technology? I think the ore sorting and technology improve automated systems to separate high value ores from waste, increase production yield by 1%. 1.5. I think we do this. I think we take that one, which leaves us with 8. And then we're still lacking there. So we're just going to hang on to those 8 points, and we're going to run back up to the claim and get ourselves set back up. All right, that was a heck of a job up here. So we got ourselves this solar panel. We'll have to pickaxe that stuff up out of the way. But we got ourselves the bigger solar panel, the 500 kilowatt one. Let's tuck that back just a little bit more. There we go. And then we can grab our cable down to there. And then we got to make sure that we set this up first before we kick that thing back on. Otherwise, we are going to run ourselves into a little bit of an issue. This pile will get big enough that we will regret it later. that will be for sure. So let's get this all cleaned up, at least to the point to where we can attach things back together. And this should also help with getting ourselves to that level 10. Level 10 gets us the smaller coal production plant, but by all means, I think that one would get us a very long ways with even expanding our production site. We just got a little bit more left here to pick up. So this looks like a lot of pay dirt that needs to be picked up. We'll just leave it anyways, but just clean it up enough that it's gonna look halfway decent. So let's get our left back in there. Perfect. And then what was our other thing? I think we're good. We're just gonna leave everything as is right now. We could eventually push that out even further, but I think by the time we stick our conveyor up, it might actually be in a fairly decent spot. So everything should be running and working now. We'll have to fill that back in, which isn't a big deal. We'll just dump a load in there. So let's turn that back on. We're at max 500 kilowatts, and we're only going to be sitting at like 350. Yep, 353. So let's turn that back on, let everything process back through, and then we can start digging again. All right, we'll consume you. There we go. All right, let's get back in. Let's make sure that everything is working properly. So this should separate everything out. Dirt and pay dirt there. And then once we get some coal thrown in there, we should be good. So hopefully that will get us to the point where we can start stockpiling all of our coal. That would be really nice. I do like the way that they kind of changed the dig, the way everything digs. This is a lot better from what I remember when we, the other version of the game. We still have to see how the, like the articulating dump trucks work. I did mess with like the dozers a little bit and the graders just a tad on that last update that they did when they were reworking everything. But it will be interesting to see where it got left off, because that's about when I stopped playing the game. So we will kind of see how everything goes. So this really helps with getting our everything really smooth. So the rework I'm really enjoying with the digging aspect, the way the dirt falls, the way so. This, I feel like the devs are going in the right directions. It's just obviously it's just taking them because they're an extremely small team to do this. But this game can be very, very relaxing in a way, which is kind of odd. Who else finds this game kind of relaxing enough that you can just kind of scoop and dig and enjoy? It's really fun when you start hanging out with a group of people, which eventually we will be getting the crew back together, hopefully, and start maybe doing another mine here on this new map and getting some production stuff opened up, since there is quite a bit more mining that you can do and the aspect of actually bringing things to town. So it's going to be kind of fun to bring that aspect back to the game. So if you guys want to join that, there should be a link in the description down below for joining the Discord. There is a request form if you guys want to get in. I usually put stuff in the Discord itself when I'm going to be doing the community night type thing is what we kind of typically do. So it's a specific night out of the week that people jump in together and we just start mining, and I typically live stream that. So I got a lot on my plate. We got some farm sim stuff. I got some Star Citizen things that I play with some buddies. And then we got this going on at the same time. So if you are new to the channel, welcome. If you're here, if you've been here, thank you so much. You guys are going to start seeing a little bit more variety of things. So videos are just going to the videos are just going to be what they are, right? But I appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video. Yeah. So this has actually been a fun thing because it actually gives us a goal a little bit easier. It's kind of more, what's the correct words I want to say? Progression towards this game now, especially with the implementation of the like AI mines, so to speak of. I just did air quotes, by the way. Just did air quotes when I said that. So that's going to be interesting. We'll hopefully kind of find out maybe a little bit more with that when we probably do the community mine night, where you guys get to come in and actually dig and hang out and chit chat and do a live stream together. So we had a bunch of people in there the last live streams. We do still have those up on the channel. If you guys want to still check those out and see what kind of the vibes are, we built a couple bridges. It was a very fun time. So hopefully we can get back to that. Get people back in here. Get some new people back in here. Things like that. So we're currently we're just gonna kind of have to keep digging this thing. But I want to take a look as I dump this. and see what kind of XP we get, because I don't think we're gaining XP until we sell stuff. So that's going to be kind of a change as well. So right now, by just scooping and dumping dirt in here, we're not gaining any XP. But on the flip side, once we start selling things, that's where the XP will increase. So it's kind of a push-pull relationship right now. I think we could probably just kind of start taking the face of this little hill off. We're getting a lot of, I think this is just regular dirt. Maybe a little bit of pay dirt in here. We need to get some more of that coal right there in front of us. So hopefully we can start getting some more of that scooped up and brought into the plant here. I don't think, let's check this out after we get this load there. Let's check to see how this is going. Did we get some coal? We did. So it is sifting the coal out, which is good. And we need to get ourselves some blocks to put underneath this storage unit. But we are getting some dirt, pay dirt stuff there. So we could potentially at some point get ourselves a small little wash plant. But with experience that I've had with those can be a pain in the butt. So the one thing we'll probably do is get to the point we're just going to sell a bunch of that stuff and then just progress ourselves towards the bigger wash plant, sluice box, whatever one we get. So that way eventually we can start doing that stuff more efficiently. So if you guys have been playing this game, what are some things that stand out to you? Besides the big main thing, the new map, the town, what are some of those little things that maybe have stuck out to you that you haven't noticed in the previous version of the, you know, the game basically? So let me know down in the comments. Also, what is your favorite way? What is your favorite way to set up your wash plants, your factories, whatever you're doing? What's your favorite way? Do you guys have a specific way? Obviously, but leave a comment down below. Even join it in the Discord, have conversation in the Discord. There's plenty of channels in there to be able to have conversations. So hopefully we can get to meet each other one-on-one, because I am fairly active in my Discord. So I don't mind asking questions or answering questions, things like that in the Discord as well. And hopefully there's people in there that can help out as well. Okay, well, I think what I am going to do, I am going to sit here and I am going to just scoop a bunch of dirt and get a bunch of stuff processed here. So we're going to cut away and we're going to do that. And when we come back, we'll have some actual more stuff that we can continue to do. And hopefully we'll be able to get to that point where we can start upgrading and expanding a little bit more even so that time. So I will catch you back here in a little while and we will go from there. Well, we have worked long enough that we got a low fuel, so we're going to get this last bucket into the hopper here and let it process through, and then we're going to take all of our stuff and we're going to go into town and we're going to sell it and see what kind of money that we made from this short little production haul. We are going to back up, obviously let this thing kind of process itself out, and then we can see what our I know we're not going to be anything close to being able to pay anything off, because we have we've taken out a big chunk of loan today. So it does look like everything appears to have processed through. So let's see what kind of coal we got. We're going to leave the coal in here because we're going to need that for our coal plant, although we could see what we have for our quests. Let's see, 5,000. If we got 5,232, so 5232 coal, we would be able to get $5,853 and a bunch of XP. So I say, let's see what we got. The coal, let's hold on to that. Let's not sell any of that yet, but we do still need to go into town and get ourselves some fuel. So we're going to take the pay dirt and the dirt. We're just going to sell the pay dirt and the dirt. We do have some coal down here, but I don't think that's going to push us to to what we need. We're about 1,000 short. Ooh, and I don't think we're going to be able to get the amount of coal that we're going to need because we kind of ran a little coal vein here. Although we could sneak inside, grab a big bucket of coal, and we could try to push ourselves up to that. So maybe we'll go do that. We're going to run into here. We're going to risk it. And we are going to get ourselves some coal from the inside of the underground portion of it. And hopefully we can get a full bucket of coal and be able to dump that in there. And that hopefully will get us to that point where we could do that quest and get ourselves a little bit of money and a little bit of XP. So hopefully we do not run out of fuel in here. That would be bad news bears. That means we'd have to pick everything up, and that's just gonna make our day not that great. All right, so I think we got to go left in through here and then right. Yeah, there's a little coal vein right there. So I don't think that we're going to get a super, big chunk of coal, but maybe we will. All right, so we got pretty much a full scoop. So let's get this thing backed out. Make sure that we don't run into any of the walls. That wouldn't be good. I do like the concept of this underground stuff. I do kind of like that. So this will be really good for when we do our community nights. People can come in here and do some underground stuff, underground mining. Plus we still need to go over and take a look at the 2 open pits. There is 2 of them over there, but I have not been over there to check them out at all. So I think by the end of this video, we will be going over there to check them out and see what they kind of look like over there. I have not seen it, so we can go check that out together. Put the brakes on, and hopefully that gives us the coal we need. So we're just going to let that all filter out, and we'll take a look. It's going to be close. We could possibly, I think we're probably done with the coal running through. No, that was a pretty good scoop then. Maybe we do that. 52, I think we... Oh, 5250. I think we are just shy on that quest. 5232. So 5232, and we have 5250. So we're going to take that. 5250, that's going to give us that quest. So let's take this one. Confirm. Now, we do need to sell, right? Do you want to cancel the quest keeping the lights on? No, because we want that one keeping the lights on. So we just need to go sell that. And then we already grabbed... No, we did not, because we just processed some through there, which isn't a whole lot. We got a bunch of dirt. All right, so let's run the truck let's run the front loader into town, and we will get ourselves some fuel. So let's get ourselves situated there, and hopefully we can kind of conserve some of this fuel by maybe running this thing in neutral down the hill. So let's kick this thing into neutral and see what we can do. As long as we're not, I'm hoping we should be able to keep up a little bit of speed. The one thing I did notice, the keeping the lights on quest would be nice if that didn't stay up there. It would be kind of nice if it showed you what it was, maybe in a different corner, maybe underneath your money type thing. That would be something that would be kind of nice to be able to do, or have the devs put that there. Okay, so we can't really throw this thing into neutral very easy without downshifting and things like that. So we're gonna go put fuel on first, because we're gonna run out on that. Hopefully we don't run out, but we're gonna go put fuel on first, and then we're gonna come back to the store, sell our stuff. We do need to take a look and see where the best prices are for like pay dirt, the dirt, and the coal. Because I don't think, you know what, while we're here, we'll just check it. We're just gonna check this and see. I need to figure out ore price stuff. So we are at or else Glenmore Trading Ag. All right, so trying to figure out all of this stuff. Where did my map go? And we have, I don't know what. So these are the two spots that you can dump. your ores. So this is the Johnson there, Glenmore Trading, Mineral Rights, Wrong Ltd, and Iron Johnson. So we got those three plus, what is this one? That is, all right, so we got 1, 2, 3 ore prices. So Glenmore Trading, the lump sum group, Mineral Rights, Wrong. So I'm not quite sure. So coal is 659. So we might as well just sell this at the ore, the coal at or else trading company. So let's go sell that there, and then we have where did it go? Gravel. We don't have any gravel. So do we just sell the regular? I think we do. This is all like processed stuff. So by the looks of it, we can only dump the dirt and pay dirt into the 2 dump spots. Everything else is a refined material. So or else we're going to dump that there because that's given us the best price at this point in time. So or we're going to stop and give our coal here and see what kind of sell we get. We should be able to get ourselves quite a bit of money. So we got the 63,000 is where we're sitting at right now. Plus we probably got the quest done. We did. So that is good. So now the next thing that we got to do, and I don't know how we're going to do that. I think we need a truck in order to get rid of the pay dirt, although I don't really want to get rid of the pay dirt because we can refine that down even further. So just the dirt we get 550 or excuse me 856. And I don't know, that would take us quite a while to dump all that in there, so maybe we just throw that back in. We're gonna go get some fuel, and we're gonna have to really look for some coal. That's gonna be kind of our money maker at this point right now, because we don't really have anything else. So we did jump up like 2. I think we were at 9-ish, somewhere in there. So I think we jumped up 2 tiers or levels. So we're at level 11 right now with $63,000. So we're gonna go put some fuel on this thing, and then we're gonna go check out the 2 open pit mines. We're gonna go check them out. Ooh, fuel is empty. That's not good. We still have some fuel. I think we'll make it. I hope we make it. If not, we got to pick it up and then just drop it back over there, close enough to this fuel barrel that's on the other side. It would have been really cool if they would have made those fuel pumps work. That would have been really cool, like an underground fuel system. But instead you come over here. All right, we got that fueled up. All right, we're going to leave this here because I don't want to drive it all the way over because we kind of have to go a long ways. So I am going to actually just run on over there, and I will meet you over there when we get to the open pits to see what they look like. This one does look like a very big one. This looks like a pretty big one, so I'm kind of be surprised to see how this one is. This one looks a little bit smaller, not quite sure, but I'll meet you guys over there, and we will take a look at them. Okay, it looks like we are getting very close to our first mine, open mine. It's not ours yet. We haven't even purchased anything yet, but we're still stuck up here at these 2 up there. So, but anyways, we are back down, or we are down to our the first small open pit, which it does look kind of small, but there is a lot of face to that. So this could possibly be a good place for one of the big baggers. That looks like a good place for a bagger if you could get to it. The other thing would be is maybe a fairly large front scoop with some, I don't know, some dump trucks, and you could possibly set up some sort of plant over, I don't know, in this general area or along the road. I'm not quite sure. You might have enough room to just set up a plant here and kind of process like we have with the little one up there, but yeah, this one would look good for a bagger or a front scoop, front bucket, excavator, and be able to dump it into a truck or directly into the hopper, but probably a dump truck would work best. Now we're going to make our way down to the larger of the open mines. And I would say that this is quite a bit larger, but everything looks like it's benched. Yeah, everything looks like it's shelved. So that is good. You can continue to work yourself outward or down type thing. So same thing, you'd need some dump trucks, some articulating dump trucks, backhoes, things like that. So these two sites have some very good potential for our community night. If we get enough people, we got a couple spots. We would have these two spots. The thing would be is if we did that, the question would be, do we want to start a brand new company or continue with the company that we have and just kind of go from there? So leave a comment down below or jump over into the Discord. Link will be in the description. We can talk about some of that stuff there with some upcoming videos, some live streams of Out of Ore with a new map, the new economy, all the kind of fun stuff. And we will eventually get the hang of this update. So I'm going to leave you guys there at that. And if you guys did enjoy this, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video, go watch some other videos, and we will catch you guys all on the next one. Have a good one.